Hello guys, it's a warm welcome back to the channel. This is Alpha Omega Occasionally. We're being a lot more occasional than we were previously, and I'm pretty happy to say that. And you're very welcome along. If you haven't subscribed already, do so now. If you haven't clicked the like button, do so now. After 3, let's click together. 1, 2, 3, click. Wonderful. This video is the real deal. I mean, I cover topics on this channel, not from statistical information, but from personal experience. And, you know, the personal experience or experiences that I'll be discussing in this video is about the sweetness of Thailand. Not just the sweetness of its people, which is famous. It's probably one of the most friendly countries in the world as for its people, but the sweetness of the food and what that does to your girth. I'll cut to the chase, okay? If you're interested in this, stay tuned. So it'll probably come as no secret to you that Thai food is world famous. And you can ask yourself, I don't know if you've ever have asked yourself the question, why is Thai food world famous? Why is Indian food world famous? Well, they've got a common denominator. And that common denominator is sugar. I know about Indian food because I used to cook it. It used to be a hobby of mine. And the amount of sugar that's added to some Indian dishes is a lot, put it that way. But in Thai food, I'd name a couple of dishes. Let's say Pad Thai. Pad Thai Moo is what I eat, and it's extremely sweet. When you buy Thai street food, they can sometimes give you a little dual sachet. So it's 2 in 1. One has ground chilies in one half of it, and in the other half is sugar. I often see traders going into 7-Eleven before they start selling their food in the mornings. I sometimes go into 7-Eleven to buy my son's lunch for the morning. I might be in there about 6:30 in the morning, and you'll see traders coming in their aprons. I know they're traders because they're wearing their aprons and blah blah blah. They're street traders, but they'll buy bags of sugar, obviously for whatever they're cooking. But when a Thai person, when you buy, I'm not going to name names here as regards establishments or companies or anything like that, because you're not supposed to do that here, you see. But I'm not going to do it. But let's say, for example, if you order a pizza from any pizza establishment, let's say, you will get copious amounts of sachets of tomato sauce. And one of the main ingredients of tomato sauce, as you know, is sugar. And if you know, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you know any Thai people, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's an acquaintance, whatever it may be, whoever it may be. If you recall any time they've eaten pizza, from my experience, they smother it in tomato sauce. My father used to joke with me when I was a kid, because I used to take so much sugar in my tea, and he'd say nothing improves the flavour of sugar like a drop of tea. Well, that's what it looks like when I see who I see eating pizza. I could almost say nothing improves the flavour of ketchup like a slice of pizza, because that's what it looks like. I've seen it smothered. And these sachets I've often thought this to myself, the establishments that sell pizza here throw these sachets into the plastic bags you did your pizza in, willy-nilly. And I've often thought to myself, my goodness, profit margin. They could seriously, I know they're only cents or whatever it is, but at the end of the day, if you're throwing stuff in willy-nilly into what you're selling, you're cutting back on your margin. So I would say if they didn't do it so much, they probably have a wider margin. But you see, Thai taste is sweet. They like things sweet. If you've ever had Thai tea, Cha, by the way, the Thai word for tea is cha. The English word for tea is tea, but we also use cha. It comes from the Mandarin word cha. it comes from the Mandarin word cha. So in, just as a side note, in 4 languages that I know of, tea is cha in English, tea is cha in Thai, tea is cha in Mandarin Chinese, and tea is cha in Portuguese. If you want to know why, very quickly, you can skip this bit if you want to. The British went to Hong Kong and they saw tea for the first time, and of course in Hong Kong at that time they spoke Cantonese. Well, I don't know if they spoke Cantonese then, they do now, but I suppose it's the same in Cantonese. But in Mandarin Chinese it's cha, and the Portuguese went to Macau and they saw tea for the first time, so they adopted the word from Mandarin Chinese as well, and they called it cha. So Thai cha you buy in the street, you have to ask for it. Cha num lon. Tea, it's hot milk tea. That's not verbatim, by the way. Cha is tea, num is milk, lon is hot. So it's tea, milk, hot, if you wanted verbatim. But if you look, I'm going on. But there you go. The amount of sugar in that is unbelievable. It is as the sweetest thing you could ever imagine. Bubble milk tea. These are things you get on the street here. They love their smoothies and their cordials. There's cordials here you can buy. Again, I'm not going to mention product names, but there's just like liquefied sugar, basically. It is very, very sweet, and that's not a criticism, you see, because everyone likes a bit of sweet now and again, I suppose. But you see, when Westerners come over here and they wonder why they're piling on the pounds, it's a lot to do with the amount of sugar that's present in Thai food. A lot more. You see, a lot more than you get in the West. And in the West, you see, we don't have this tradition or this tradition of street food, and everything we buy is more or less regulated, and you can see how much sugar or whatever it is in the thing that you're eating. But you see, when you buy street food here, there's no regulation, and you're buying a pig in a poke. You take what you get, and what you normally get is a lot of sugar. And that's just a heads up for anyone who has not had the experience, the wonderful culinary experience of Thai food. It is probably addictive, and the reason for that is sugar. Now, I'm going to be shot down and I'm going to be told that not every Thai dish is sweet. If you eat seafood, for example, it's barbecued fish and it's delicious, although I'm not a fish person, but I've had some barbecued fish and it is quite pleasant. But when it comes to other savoury culinary delights, the sweetness is omnipresent. So there you go. And you know, what of it? But I'll say this much, that the rate of diabetes, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's type 1 or type 2. I do not know. But I know from people that I know, I'm not going to mention names again, but I'm just going to say there are people that I know and know well. I'm counting here. One of the people that I know has high blood sugar, and they check their blood sugar every day. They do this little thing, they break their skin and get a blood sample, and they test their blood sugar. They have to, because their blood sugar is high. A close relation of that person, very close relation, a sibling of that person, has not diabetes, has total kidney failure. One other person that I know, that I knew, died of diabetes. And if you go into let's say I go into a particular hospital here in Bangkok, and I see that I forget the proper medical term, but the kidney and liver department of that hospital is huge. So is it any wonder that there's a high rate of diabetes and, let's say, whatever here? Again, I'm not a medical professional, so I don't know, but I'm just saying that this is what I observe, you see. But sugar is a culprit for a lot of things, and there you go. So while you ponder on your next meal in Thailand, spare a thought for your gnashers. By the way, I was at the dentist yesterday for the first time, and I hold my hand up to this, for the first time in, I'll be honest with you, it must be 25 to 30 years. And the top row here, and just after eating McDonald's foot, the top row here, she cleaned, it's called a deep clean. And my God, she went to town on it. On the top row, and she's to do the bottom row. And but the amount of gunk that came out of my teeth, and we're talking, I thought were fillings. I said, I was like, oh, they're my fillings. They're cause my son was with me, and she said, they're not your fillings. There's some term she used. It looks black and it's hard. It looked like a filling, but it was whatever gunk that mounts up in your, somebody will tell me what it is in your teeth. But that little visit to the dentist, by the way, cost me 3,000 baht. For, I think it was, the procedure lasted 45 minutes to do the top row deep clean and to do the bottom row. I was go next week, but the reason I didn't, I don't really want to get the bottom row done because these two here are loose, and I know I'm going to have to get them replaced. But if she does a deep clean, they become even more loose, or can I say looser? I don't know. You tell me what I can say there, what I should say. But they become more loose, and they could and probably will fall out. So I said to her, before we reach that stage, I'd like to be prepared that I have something to replace the missing teeth before we actually have that procedure. But one thing is, if you want a deep, I think it's called a deep clean, I think that's the name of it. There's probably another medical term, but deep clean here, 3,000 Thai baht. That is $100. And I went to the dentist in a local hospital here, the dental department, 3 times this week, and it has cost me the grand total of 8,500 baht. It was 3,000 baht, which, yeah, 3,000 baht is $100. Yeah. So I went to the dental department of a local Thai hospital here, and over the course of the last week, 3 visits, 8,500 baht, give or take. We're looking at 3,000 baht is $100. So that procedure of the deep clean cost me 3,000 baht, which is $100. But I've been to the hospital twice before that this week. That's 3 visits to the hospital. And in total, it's 8,500, which equates more or less to $300 for 1 week. And all I got to show for it is a deep clean on the top row. And I'm dreading the second visit to do that. That's another 3,000 baht, another $100. So $400 in excess of to get your teeth deep cleaned. And I've been told I have advanced gum disease on my bottom row of teeth, and a lot of that is to do with the sweetness of Thailand. I'm not saying it is, but I say, well, not necessarily, but it has to, well, it must do, I don't know, but there you go. So, by the way, it'll probably be well worth your while to invest in some kind of medical insurance, because to be honest with you, who can afford $400 in the space of a week and a bit just on your teeth, you know? So there you go. So I hope you found this video sweet, and I hope that it's tickled your fancy. And if you did enjoy it, make sure you click that like button, click the share button, click the subscribe button, do all those wonderful things, and I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.